Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today's video, how to camo paint an RC body. Now, if you're starting out with a clear shell, for a Lexan shell, you could do this from the inside. However, we're not starting that way. We're going straight from the outside. This is the original body from my Rockslide RS10 crawler. And I've also been doing a couple other bodies as well from New-Brights. Now, New-Bright bodies, of course, or hard plastic bodies, they do not come clear. So you got to paint them on the outside. But I didn't want to go through the whole stripping process of stripping out all the paint out of this thing. Mainly because it's a real pain in the neck, and I'm also out of chemicals to deal with. So, if you want to camo paint your RC body, you do have to prep it regardless. Now, with my Red Cat body, I had left the Lexan protective coating on it since I got the truck new, because they left the coating on, so bonus. So I pulled it off a few minutes ago. I washed the body down good with some hot soapy water, dried it off really well. So you can see we've got a nice new looking shiny body. The other thing I did was, of course, tape the inside, because I don't want to get a bunch of paint on the inside on this. So if you don't want that, tape off the inside. Now, because this is already a nice clear shiny surface and we are going with camo, we're going to want to get a solid base going first. Now, I prefer to use primer. There are a lot of guys that like to use just straight paint and that's it. Well, knock yourself out. I use this automotive etching primer by Plastic Coat that works really well. It holds the surface good. So it's going to be, you know, fairly durable, but it is an outside paint job, right? So you scuff the rocks, you're scuffing your paint job. That's just the way it goes. So we're just going to do a light coat. You want to keep some distance away from the body when you're spraying it. You don't want to get too up close with your primer. And you just want to do this in light coats. Now, this qualifies now as our first coat. It's just very light because we want it to stick to the plastic. We don't want it to, you know, create like a seal that you can peel off, because when you go with heavy coats, that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so use light coats. So this is going to be our first coat, and it's going to have to sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll do the next coat and continue. Now, as part of doing camo, of course, I like to do what I like to consider real camo. Okay, so I use just pieces of pine tree and other foliage that I find in the woods by my house. Use this stuff, and I really like it because it blends in really nice. And now, as far as colors go, you do have your black. We've got a camo brown, camo green. I'm also going to be using some of this satin almond as well. Gives a little bit of brightness to it. And I've got ivory, which we might use, and silver if you want to stimulate like a silver birch type color into your body. Okay, you can do that too, and it actually turns out pretty decent. So we'll decide on our colors when it comes time to paint. And of course, you definitely want a clear coat, because it's going to make that paint job really pop. Okay, when you see the paint job before we go and use the clear coat, the one thing you're going to notice is it's going to look very dull, and to me that's very unattractive even for camo. Now, you pop that clear coat on there and it's going to just absorb, all the color's going to mix, and it's just going to go pop, and it's going to stand out really nice. And yeah, it's still going to probably be a hard time finding your truck if you lose it in the bush, so you know. But anyways, we'll be right back in a couple of minutes to do our second coat of primer. Okay guys, we're ready to start our second coat. Okay, and we'll be back. It looks like we're gonna have to do a third one. Okay guys, we're back. I went ahead and did the other coat, and so this saves us a little bit of time. Anyway, so we're gonna start doing the camel painting now. Now, I've done this without priming bodies, but for this we're gonna need to. But I'm not gonna do a complete solid color on the primer itself, because there are some areas where you might want a little bit of that gray to shine through. So that's where you're not gonna want to do a complete, main coat. So we're going to start off with our camo green. Now, because we're doing this in such a light coat, we're just going to let it sit for a couple seconds, and we'll head on to our next color. So we're going to have to grab another color of paint. So excuse me while I go in front of the camera here. I should actually grab my box of paint, put it over here. There's no real specific order that you have to do this in. It's all whatever you want to do. So the next color I'm going to go with is going to be this satin almond color. And having different choices of leaves and stuff is going to give you, of course, your different patterns, right? And you can just pop the colors wherever you want to have them. So while that's setting, we're going to shake up another can of paint. That's going to give me a little bit wider pattern. Now, depending on how you do this, sometimes I'll let each one sit for a few minutes before I spray the next color, but because I'm going in really light layers, I don't have to let it sit. I can just keep the camera rolling here for you. so far we've got black, silver, almond, and the camo green. So I'm going to take some ivory this time. Now this black went on a little heavier, so I'm going to shake the daylights out of this can here, and we're going to go off camera for a minute. I'm going to let that set because this black paint I do know takes a little bit longer to set up, and I don't want to monkey with it, so we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're back to start our ivory color. What shall we pick now for a leaf? Thought I had something out here already. Oh yes I did. It's actually up here. Alrighty. So, next color, Camo Brown. This is starting to look like a snow camo. Gotta change that. Actually, no, that's starting to look pretty good. Alright, I need to find another leaf here. Oh, there's the one I had out. Make sure we get that front bumper. And the back. There we go. Now, you're going to notice your leaves are going to start getting a little wet. That's why you need extras. So I usually just put them aside. As far as reusing the same sort of stuff you've used before, generally once you use these and they dry up, that's it. And doing camo with this sort of stuff, by the way, you're seasonal. Alright, there's going to come a point, everything's dead in the forest. You're kind of, yeah, yanked at that point. So any camo painting you want to do it once the stuff starts growing in the backyard or the forest, wherever you happen to get your leaves from. And you can continue on until usually late fall before everything's completely useless, you know. Now these pine or spruce leaves here, I don't use them a whole lot, but I do use them a little bit because I do like to have just a little bit in there. I usually don't do too much of this sort of thing, but we can. Just go like that. And grab a couple of these. So to do something like that, we're going to take our green. get in front of the camera. Okay, now that we're going to let sit because I got a little bit too much here and I'm going to have to make that pop a little bit better. So it does happen. You're going to get like, you know, a little splotch thing going on here because you mess up, and easily fixable. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes to fix that up. Okay guys, so we're going to finish this last piece here off, and then we'll be letting her sit for at least a good hour. And then I'm going to come out and we're going to clear coat it and watch this thing go zing and pop like crazy. So my finishing color here is going to be ivory. Now, what do we want for a cow? Oh, there we go. That should work. And right about there. There we go. Right in the windshield. I need something for the windshield here. Something small for the windshield. Yeah, that'll fit. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna call that done. So, that's what we got so far. I think it looks pretty good so far. We'll give you the whole 360 view, of course, after it's completely clear coated. Alright, but otherwise, I think that pretty much does it. Yeah, you can see a little bit of just about everything in there. That's good. Awesome. Okay, so we will be back when it's time to clear this thing. Okay guys, it's time to do the clear coat. Now, with clear coat, the stuff I'm using this time is actually called Krylon Color Master. This stuff doesn't come out as fast and nasty as the automotive stuff, but you still want to, you know, keep some distance, light coats, build it up, okay, otherwise it will run. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes, because you need to sit between 5 to 10 minutes between coats. That's dependent on, of course, what the temperature is like outside. Right now it's about 14 degrees out here, but inside the tent it's actually, I give it about maybe 18, 19, because I got these lights beaming at, and they're 500 watts a piece for my work lights, so they warm up the area that much more. Plus it's warm inside the tent as it is. So anyways, we'll be back in a couple minutes for the next coat. Okay guys, time for the next coat. Now I've moved my halogen lights right up close to this, so it's going to help it set up a little quicker. You know, a little bit of heat, not too much. So I'm about roughly about a foot away from the body anyways with the lights. So they're just mildly putting some heat on there. And so we're going to let that sit. And we'll come back, but as you can see, the body is starting to really pop. Those colors really stand out once you get the clear coat in them. So we shall be back. Okay guys, time for the next coat. Hopefully this is the last coat, but if not, I'll do the rest off camera. And once this thing all cures up really nice, and hopefully our weather gets nicer outside, we'll be able to show you a really good 360 degree view of this thing. But if not, we'll do it in the house. You know, it'll just work out one way or another. So last coat. I'd say that looks pretty good. Okay, so a little thing on clear coat, by the way, and doing all this painting stuff. You won't go through very much of your regular paints because you're just going, you know. You will go through more clear coat than anything. So far, like, this is just a brand new can pretty much that I started with. And actually no, sorry, it wasn't a brand new can. I used this one on my the Dodge Ram body is what I use this one on. And I still got quite a bit in here, so not too bad. But you're still going to go through more clear coat than you will regular paint. So, but one can should do you at least 2 to 3 bodies, depending on how you do things. Like I said, you can't put it on thick. You gotta go even, and you gotta, you know, start, you know, spraying in a dead spot and then bringing it in, okay? Start a dead spot, bring it in, you know, and if you're gonna go crosswise, you know, you gotta pretty much try and do the same sort of thing as best you can. Now, once it's all dry, you check it over very carefully. Don't touch it too much. Look for dull spots. If you've got dull spots, you can fix them up pretty quick. Now with automotive clear coat, you got to wait a lot longer before you can do any kind of touch-ups. But with this stuff here, you can do it, I think it says here, within about 24 hours. And yeah, crystal clear over painted surfaces within 4 hours of application or after 24 hours. So this thing is, you can handle it after about an hour, okay? And if you notice dull spots, then you've got 4-hour time window in which you can, you know, continue on and get it all, you know, all the not so clear spots fixed up. But if you don't do it within 4 hours, you must wait 24 hours before you can re-clear. So otherwise you could mess things up, apparently. So I've always been fine with being able to get everything done within the time frame, so, you know, no problem there. But anyways, so I think we're just going to stop right here, and I'll check it out myself after, and if I do need to do any more clear coat, I will. But otherwise, I'm going to have to let this thing just sit, and I want to let it cure up really good before I start handling it. and hopefully the weather clears up later. But if not, then tomorrow is supposed to be nice and sunny, and of course we will make note of that on the video that, hey, it's now tomorrow, and we'll show you this thing outside and how well it really pops. So, but it's popping pretty good as it is just on the video here. But I want to give you that whole 360-degree turn thing and really show you what happened on the other side that you didn't see, etc. And so don't go away. We will be back. Instant for you though. Okay. Okay guys, so all of our clear coating is done, body's finished. It's not sunny out here, but it's getting brighter. At least it quit raining. So I thought I'd bring this to the outdoors under more natural lighting. It does look like way sweeter in person, trust me. It really turned out great. So, and I haven't pulled the tape off from the inside yet. I'm going to just let it sit there and just cure for the next 24 hours. And then I'll start messing with the tape. I can't put it on my crawler right now anyhow. I'm still waiting for my new body post to come in. So, but you will see this on my crawler, I'm sure, a few times here and there. So that's our finished body, and hope you guys enjoyed this how-to video on how to camel paint a body. Now when I can get my hands on a clear body, no matter what it's off of, I don't care, I will definitely do a how-to video for the Lexan body, like starting with a clear body, doing it from the inside, and showing you how that sort of thing turns out. Doing it from the outside is so simple and easy, and I've never done an inside Lexan body, so I would like to try that down the road, but that's gonna be waiting for a little while. But otherwise it's going to be a pretty durable finish overall, but just be aware that no matter how pretty it looks right now, you know, you start rolling your truck, it's an outside paint job. You know, you're going to start scuffing it up here and there, but, you know, that's just the way it goes, you know. With hard bodies, you're always painting on the outside, you know. But, anyway, so let me know what you guys think, and I think that this actual version turned out pretty nice myself. I actually like that. That's cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, and of course, always stay tuned for more videos, and feel free to leave your questions and comments, and I'll do the best I can as always to answer them. Thanks for watching.